No denying there's massive demand for more bungalows to be built. The trouble is people who've got bungalows are staying in them longer, and developers aren't building bungalows because they don't make enough profit from them. So is there a solution? I'm meeting architect Neil Turner here at the National Self-Build and Renovation Centre in Swindon to find out more. First up, what's his take on the Great British Bungalow? So, Neil, the bungalow, is it a design classic, do you think?
Yes, I think they are, and I think they're much underrated and maligned, and I think it's about time that we started bringing them forward into the 21st century as a real housing solution for modern-day living. And
part of this problem is because developers want to bring them high, and so that they earn more money from, you know, multiples of flats rather than, yeah.
The more they can max out their profit.
So what do we do about that? That's not going to go away, is it?
No, it's not, and I understand the economic argument of that, and therefore a sensible mix when they're getting their planning permissions, where they're sort of encouraged to put more of that mix of accommodation in to make a more successful...
proper community.
Exactly. And that can be done through planning law.
And yet there could be an old solution to this very contemporary problem: prefabs. We relied on them after the war, and over the last decade, the idea of pre-built kit homes that you put up where and when you can has increasingly been seen as a modern solution in places like Sweden. So could it be about to come here next? What is a prefab? What exactly is it? Can you get different types? Can you...
Yeah, to try and define what prefab is, in essence, it's the elements of that built in a factory rather than constructed on the site.
But is it ultimately the solution?
If we can make more efficient, better built, smaller, single-storey homes, I think it's a part of the solution.
Well, it certainly seems ingenious, in theory at least, but I want to see what someone like May thinks. And to help us, we've asked advisor Neil Davey to run us through what's available in kit form. So, May, you want to get out of that flat.
Yep.
Have you ever thought about maybe building your own bungalow?
I would love to if I could afford it.
So, how can she afford it, Neil?
There are different build routes you can go through which actually save you money. Flat pack homes, houses that are made in factories should become cheaper. And the more we do self-build, that industry will grow. And that will bring the price down.
So how much would it cost May to buy a prefabricated bungalow?
What sort of bungalow are you looking for? How many bedrooms?
Only 2 bedrooms.
At 75 square metres, you're looking about £135,000.
Still not cheap. However, at around half the price of the bungalow we saw earlier, definitely an improvement. But while the flat pack house may be affordable, the land it sits on is another question altogether. With plots ranging from 50,000 to several millions, it begs the question of how can our ageing population, who are interested in having a bungalow built for them, ever afford the land? Well, there might just be a solution on the horizon.
The Right to Build Act came out last year, and councils are now under an obligation to provide land for self-builders. So when they open up their boundaries for housing, they've got to think of so many plots for self-builders.
Okay.
Well, that sounds a good idea, but providing they keep these plots at a good price, a reasonable price for people like you who want to do a self-build.
Are they duty-bound to do that?
They are.
Well, we spend a huge part of our lives in our homes, so the kind of home you're in can have a huge impact on your quality of life. Perhaps that's why so many of you are saying, bring back the bungalow.